Entrepreneurship 101, inspiring entrepreneurs to rise, innovate, and create lasting impact. Well, Happy New Year, partner!
Happy New Year, Daniel.
And Happy New Year to our listeners, people. Have a bountiful, prosperous new year.
That's right. To all our listeners, we're expecting
Ye-
2026 to be great, a
Yes,
year of greater works.
yes, and prosperous business.
That's right.
Yes.
Prosperity and success all year long.
All year long, people. So that's why Mr. Michael and I giving you tips or idea to be successful in your business, to become a good entrepreneur. Just like what our topic today, from idea to execution, turning vision into action. Stop procrastinating. Take the action, people.
That's right, Daniel. We want 2026 to be a year of action, positive action that's going to move us closer to our goals and closer to our destiny.
Yes, destiny to be great entrepreneur. So why do great ideas often stall at execution, Mr. Michael?
Daniel, sometimes great ideas stall or fail due to a lack of planning or a lack of
Mm-hmm.
resources. Sometimes it has to do with execution as well, and making sure that the business ideas and the business goals, the planning is launched at the right time. Not only is it great to have a great idea, not only is it great to have an outstanding idea, timing matters as well. So maybe we can get a little bit more into that today.
Yes, timing, people, exact timing, and well, your vision and goals must be aligned. Even if you're in the right timing, if your goals are not, well, you will fail. But that's why we are here to give you information and tips or whatever that give you the best of the best success. So,
That's right.
how can founders move faster without rushing, Mr. Michael? Because most of the founders said, let's do this now without the plan.
Oh, yeah. No, planning is so key. Timing matters. So we want to be moving in the right direction. We want to be time sensitive, but not rush. When we rush, we tend to make mistakes, and those mistakes
Hmm.
can be costly to a business. So, proper planning, proper execution, proper timing all matter.
Their goals align.
That's right.
And sometimes, because of the founders make it rush without prioritizing clarity over urgency, right? Is
That's
that?
right. Excitement without a plan won't lead to success. A lot of
Mhm.
people get excited and get motivated, but we have to take the time to adequately plan, strategically plan. And once that plan is locked in, then to move at the proper time. We don't want to be too early, don't want to be too late.
Mhm.
Timing matters.
Timing, just like the planet Earth and the sun, they're perfect timing each other. That's why we are in a habitable zone because they are perfect timing. There is a perfect timing in everything. That's why we need to align
That's
and
right. The
have.
laws of the universe are perfect, right?
True.
God created an environment for us built upon perfect timing. That's why it's so important to be in his perfect will, to
Yes.
have to be spiritually aligned, to make
Hmm.
sure that the call, the purpose, and the timing match. And it's okay to go uncertain. It's okay to go without having everything mapped out. That's why we need faith, right?
Mm.
But it's
Have
so
faith.
important to step out in faith with proper alignment with the source who is sending us. For those who are more of a spiritual nature, that would be God for them. For others, it may be, in laws with the universe or serendipity, whatever the belief system is, right? To
Hmm.
make sure that you're connected to something higher than yourself. Because we can make plans all day long, but it's so important to make sure that our plans are lined up with God's purpose.
Just like our business,
That's
must be
right.
aligned. So, Mr. Michael, why systems support consistent execution? What's the big purpose for that?
Systems and execution. You know, that's where strategy really comes into place. That's where it's so important to realize that we need to have realistic expectations when it comes to our business and
Hmm.
taking the time, right, to make sure that we've put in place systems that promote growth. How do we do that? Sometimes it's important to study people who've gone before you. What systems have worked for other people? Now, again, we talked about in the past, right?
Hmm.
In our previous episodes, your way might be unique and very specific to you. But I still believe in the principle that there's nothing new under the sun, right? There's so many people who've already given us a blueprint, who've given us a roadmap of how to take our business from one level to the next. Study them, S-
Study those blueprints.
study those people, study those stories, study those who've gone before because they can show you a roadmap to success.
Definitely a roadmap to success, and we want you to be successful people. And consistent execution is supported by systems that translate vision into a daily action, including clear goal setting frameworks. As we are
That's right.
talking about a while ago, goals must be aligned.
That's right.
So, why do great ideas often stall at execution, Mr. Michael? What
I
do you
think
think?
one big reason stands out is a lack of commitment. When you're committed to something, when we're committed to something, we're willing to do the unpopular things. We're willing to do those things that might not get a lot of fanfare, but they mean a lot behind the scenes. Those, for example, let's talk about, even in the IT or computer or tech world, right?
Yes.
Oftentimes, individuals who work in that world have to spend a lot of time alone, whether it's coding or programming, right? And that oftentimes does not get a lot of accolades or a lot of encouragement while they're going down that path. But man, think about what's done privately is often rewarded publicly. And there may be somebody right now in their basement who's got an idea that's going to change the world. And I encourage you, right? Don't encourage yourself if you need to. Make sure that you stay committed to the goal, to the mission, because if we'll stay committed, when the harvest comes in, when the fruit comes in, you won't have to worry about fanfare or accolades. That's going to take care of itself.
Yes.
Yeah.
Automatically, it will comes to you. So, why is clarity essential before scaling, Mr. Michael? Why very important? The clarity.
Yeah. Clarity is so important. And that takes time and patience, right?
Hmm.
Clarity helps us create the right mental map from where we are to where it is that we need to go. Whenever we set our GPS out, right, it gives us a vision of where it is that we need to go. But we can't know what's down the road, right, until we actually turn down that road. And it's so important that we do the work on our mental health, our emotional health, our spiritual health to be in a good space where we can get those downloads to give us clarity. That gives us the assurance to go ahead and step out on faith. And sometimes we got to really receive feedback along that road. That helps give us clarity. If you try an idea and it doesn't work, don't lament too long. It can give you some perspective. It can give you some clarity of how we might need to adjust or change. The windshield wiper, right, knocks the rain off so that we can see clearly. And we all need some windshield wipers in our life, right? Because the rain is going to come. It may come towards that business. There may be factors that might not want that business to succeed. Clean the windshield, clean your glasses,
Mm-hmm.
clean that lens so that we can have clarity towards our goals.
Definitely. And Mr. Michael, I just want to plug in my mental health 101. Please, people, listen to it wherever you listen your podcast.
That's
As
right.
much, yes, please, mental health 101. Clarity is essential, people, before scaling because growth amplifies both strength and weakness. Without clear value proposition, define process and align priorities, scaling is simply multiplies confusion,
Hmm.
inefficiency, and cost, right?
That's good.
So
That's good.
we need clarity, people.
We need clarity.
Align in your business. So how does prioritization affect progress, Mr. Michael?
Prioritization is a game changer. What matters most? I call it the law of priority. That
Mm-hmm.
which we do first often takes priority. So, whatever you do first for your business matters. Whatever takes precedence on our priority list often drives the agenda. So, it's so important that we take time to think about what should our priorities be? What matters most? What are the things that we need to say no to in order to say yes to the things that really matter? And once we prioritize right, put the first things first, when we put first things first, then everything else falls underneath that. And we can give it the adequate time and attention that we need to give it. And I would say a business is worth time and attention. Um, Us reaching our goals is worth time and attention. Some people believe, right, in New Year's resolutions. And I
Mm-hmm.
understand that. The start of a new year is a great time to reset and set goals. But I encourage somebody all year long, keep going. Don't wait for the start of a new year to prioritize that which need to be prioritized. January 1 does not have to spark that. Get that dream, that vision, that clarity, that faith down in your heart and let it fuel you all year long. Lock in and let's go for it.
Let's go for it, people, because prioritization determines progress by, I think, by directing limited time, energy, and capital toward the action that produce the greatest impact. Make
That's
that
right.
impact, people. So, what role does discipline play in execution? Oh,
Oh,
Motivation
wow.
101, we talk about discipline. Ah, this
Yes,
episode.
yes. Discipline is key in many ways. Discipline is the bedrock to success.
Hmm.
Discipline gives our goals legs, it gives our dreams legs. I think it's so important to not mistake movement for success, right? We can be moving, but we want to make sure we're moving in the right direction. And discipline helps us execute effectively. Discipline drives performance. Discipline drives productivity. Discipline builds resilience. Some people love it's so important, right? The end result. But the process towards that result is what helps build discipline. I was watching a podcast the other day, Daniel, where
Mhm.
a very famous athlete was talking about the end result versus the process. And just
Mhm.
to paraphrase, I'm paraphrasing a bit here, but he said, I've played in many games. I've won a lot of games. I've lost a lot of games. In the wins and the losses, he talked about, he couldn't really, his mind didn't go to how much he won and how much he lost, but what his mind went to was how he prepared, how he, the process, the discipline that he put in. We can't control everything that happens on the scoreboard. What we can control is the work that we put in. So I think it's so important, right? When you find what you love, find the discipline, the energy, the effort. the tenacity, the drive to see it through. That we have more control over our process.
Speaking people of sports, please tune in because Mr. Michael and I, we will do again another podcast called
Yes.
Sports 101.
Yes. Yes.
Yes,
Because Daniel, you are a podcast
that's
machine.
machine. Yes, tune in for that, people. We will give you the latest, or let's say, history of sports that you like.
Yes. Yes. Exciting stuff, Daniel.
Exciting, exciting. Coming this, well, either this month or next month. We are preparing for that, people.
Yes, we
We
are.
have already the logo of our podcast and everything. It's ready to execute, except for the episode itself.
Sports 101 coming, people. Stay tuned.
Yes, stay tuned, people. And discipline is the backbone of execution because it ensures consistent action regardless of motivation, mood, or external conditions. People, if I don't have a discipline, I cannot do all these 16 podcasts every day. So it takes discipline. Discipline.
What would you say, Daniel, are some keys to your discipline? How do you prioritize and manage all these podcasts? What keeps you going? How do you bounce back when
Mhm.
you're when you have
Lowest
adversity?
moment, yes, for sure. I have a lowest moment too, but I'm thinking my goal, I want to empower people all over the world. Plus your discipline habit, it goes together. It will boost you if your motivation is not around. Let's say not every day that we are motivated doing all podcasts, right? In everything we do, motivation is not that high comparing last week. But because of you have a discipline and habit, they goes aligned with your goals, for sure you will have this called success.
I like that. That's good, Daniel.
Yes. So, Mr. Michael, why does momentum matter early on for entrepreneur?
Momentum is so important because it gives us fuel. It reminds us that we're on the right track. It
Mm,
helps us stay motivated, right? Nothing can motivate, from my perspective, quite like success. There's something about getting wins under our belt that
mhm,
reminds us I'm doing the right thing. Stay the course, persevere. I'm making an impact. And discipline, in many ways, is the linchpin to that because discipline helps create culture. When we build a culture of discipline, we're in the process of making some promises to ourselves. And I encourage the listeners today, go ahead and make a promise to yourself. Maybe it's a promise that you won't give up when times get hard. Maybe it's a promise that regardless to the outcome, you're going to stay married to the process.
mhm.
That'll help fuel us when we feel like giving up. But to say, you know what, this is what I do every day. I wake up, I put my hard hat on, I go to work. I often say, Daniel, there's two times to do the right thing, and this ties into discipline. When we feel like it and when we don't,
Yes,
and
true.
when we're committed. That discipline will help us persevere when we don't feel like it because we're disciplined and we're committed to a purpose higher than us.
Mm. You need an applause for that. Mr. Michael, very well said. Yeah, so empowering. People momentum matters early on because it validates direction, builds confidence, and creates this reinforcing cycle of progress. As I said, if you don't have discipline plus you don't have motivation, you will be lost for sure. But if you have a discipline plus habit plus aligned goals, well, success will come to you. Plus consistency, please. Those are the
That's right.
ingredients that you need. So, how can execution validate ideas quickly, Mr. Michael?
Execution over a period of time is going to give us feedback. It's going to give us data as to whether or not our ideas are working. The
Mm,
results do matter. Feedback matters. Profitability matters. Impact matters. And that's back to momentum, gaining traction. It's a powerful thing, Daniel and listeners, when a person says, I'm going to live a life of momentum. I want to live a life of traction. I want my words, my actions, my deeds to have an impact. And I think the only way we do that, Daniel, is by what we do in private. What we do in private often shows up publicly. The person who's been reading behind the scenes, the person who's been getting mentored behind the scenes, the person who's been getting in their 10,000, 15, 20,000 hours of skill building. Don't be surprised when the results come pouring in, right? I've heard it put,
mhm.
Daniel, there's two type of people when it comes to business or leadership and life, and that is a show pony or a workhorse,
A
right?
workhorse. I like a
Yeah.
workhorse.
The show pony shows up, right, when it's time to take pictures, when it's time to
Hmm.
get applause or get praised. The workhorse might not feel quite the same way because they're behind the scenes doing the work. They may be out in front at times as well, but they're not just married to the cameras, they're married to the mission. And I encourage our listeners, find what you love and do it with great passion, great purpose, and wait for the results, wait for the productivity to come in.
Yes. Wait for the results. People, for sure you will be successful if you follow of what we are talking about. As Mr. Michael, execution validates ideas quickly by moving them out of theory into a real world testing. And Mr. Michael, to wrap up our discussion for today, what habits turn plans into results?
Discipline, motivation,
Yes.
take faith, courage. And I think that's a good one to park on right there. Courage.
Mm-hmm.
To take that idea out of your mind and ultimately take it out to the public. That takes courage because you may get scrutinized. You might get feedback that you don't like, but better to leave it all on the field. Then look up at the scoreboard and see what the results are. So, courage to act on that vision, courage to step out on faith and bet on yourself. I say that's a good bet, particularly when you know you've been working on yourself, when you've been working on your mental health, your habits, our emotional health, our spiritual health. Make sure that you're a safe bet. And you're a safe bet because you know the work you've put in. You know what you've invested. Let's show courage and
Mm-hmm.
tap into everything that's meant for us in 2026.
Yes, people, courage, courage, and of course, plans turn into results through habits that enforce consistency and accountability, as well as courage that Mr. Michael talking about, such as setting daily execution priorities, conducting regular progress reviews, and closing feedback loops with measurable outcomes.
Well
Well,
said.
another great episode, Mr. Michael.
Another great
And thank
episode, Daniel.
yes, thank you for sharing your knowledge and wisdom to the world. Would you like to plug in your book, Mr. Michael?
Yes, people can go to my website, brownsleadership.com. My book, Beautiful Challenge, is available to all. And thank you, Daniel, for sharing this platform. And to all our listeners, thank you for listening. We look forward to connecting with you and partnering with you on your road to success.
Yes, people, write to us. Write to us, DSL underscore STI 7 at iCloud.com. 7 is the word itself, not the number. Okay?
They can
Please
email
write
me
to
at
us. Mhm.
brownsleadership.com. email@brownsleadership.com. We'd love to hear from you.
Yes, sooner or later we will read your letters, and I hope we will empower you more. Ask something about business that you want to talk about on Entrepreneurship 101. And tune in for our Sports 101. So, Mr. Michael, what do you think they can expect to our Sports 101?
Sports, in many ways, is a metaphor for life. So as we
Mm,
talk about sports, there's
yes,
so many nuggets that we're going to be able to glean from how sports impacts life, and we're going to have some fun as well.
yes. Have fun. We're having fun of what we are doing here
Yes, we are.
on Entrepreneurship 101 or either Sports 101. For sure, we love it and we want to empower you as our listeners. So, Mr. Michael, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you again. God
Much up,
bless. Adios.
much up, people. See you soon.